Here, I'll start off with this one. The Israeli politician Yuli Edelstein, chair of the Israeli Parliament's Foreign Affairs and Security Committee, said that accusing IDF snipers of targeting civilians in a church is anti-Semitic.
Well, we're now joined from Tel Aviv by Yuli Edelstein. He's the chairman of the Israeli Parliament Foreign Affairs and Security Committee. Thank you very much for coming on the program. You heard our member of parliament, Leila Moran there, her relatives, 6 of them, targeted by Israeli army snipers in a church compound in Gaza.
I want to watch it again.
What on earth is going on?
Well, that's the question to Leila, not to me. I think that I can only say that we, as the Jewish people, are used to blood libels. So to hear that is...
Yeah, bro, is blood libel to openly say what you are defending here? That's what's going on. It's crazy. It's crazy to just invoke blood libel on an issue that is dead to rights, man. Here's another version of this, by the way. Here is the deputy mayor of Jerusalem, Fleur Hassan Nahum, responding to the reports that the IDF have targeted a Catholic church in Gaza. I mean, it's like the quickest short work I've ever seen, bro. Under 1 minute. Watch.
If a ceasefire means the return of the hostages and the dismantlement of a genocidal regime that has stated that they're going to attack us again, then everybody would be in favor of a ceasefire. But if a ceasefire means that we're just going to keep them quiet for a bit until they attack again, then it's Israel's obligation to defend its citizens and destroy that threat, don't you think?
Why is it necessary, it is reported, to start shooting, having snipers outside a church?
I saw the reports this morning.
She saw the reports this morning.
Church, there are no churches in Gaza.
That's crazy. There are no churches in Gaza.
So I'm not quite sure where the report is talking about.
There's a Catholic church in there, isn't there? That is.
Yeah, unfortunately, there are no Christians because they were.
Then she says, unfortunately, there are no Christians in Gaza because they were forced out by Hamas.
Driven out.
Yeah.
Well, there are
not correct. Literally not true.
There are Christians because I spoke to an MP yesterday who has family members in the church who are Christians.
Well, I don't know what happened. I don't know who was attacked.
She said, I don't know what happened. I don't know who was attacked.
I didn't see the report.
I didn't see the report.
I saw the reports this morning.
And it's like, bro, are you kidding me? You just said, I saw the report. Then you followed up with there are no churches in Gaza. Then they were like, no, there are churches in Gaza. Then you were like, okay, there are no Christians in Gaza. And it was like, no, there are Christians in Gaza. You're killing them. And she's like, okay, I didn't see the report. That's it. If your one job is to literally try to contextualize the violent actions against a civilian population, and you flub it this hard to a captive audience, by the way, to an audience that is like willing, they're begging to hear something from you that makes some sense, God damn it. You got one job. You got one job. Yeah, George Santos level of lying here. Like, I get it. Your job is hard, okay? It's not easy to try to make an active, ongoing ethnic cleansing campaign seem permissible and appropriate through a liberal lens, especially when, like, Israel is so horny for blood. Like, it is just so regularly doing just atrocities. But, like, try a little bit harder than just like, nah, that's just anti-Semitic, dog. Come on. That's just blood libel, actually. Did you see the parallel situation that occurred the same time yesterday with the kid who didn't get into college because he's white? Yes, I did see that. Here, send me the link of the kid who asked to take down the tweet because he never said it was because he was white. Let's take a look at that, too. It's a white supremacist account who's like a psycho who posted a tweet about a kid. I think the more atomized our society becomes, the more alienated we become, the more we basically create a sense of community or online, the worse this is going to get. And we don't have any codes of conduct on it. It's basically anarchy. There is no legal structure to deal with the real world implications of someone being dogpiled. And it absolutely sucks. Oh, here. 460 plus hours of community service, summer college courses, built investment portfolios, $160,000 scholarships, skipped the grade, played clarinet for 10 years, but it was still not good enough. So this person said bro got rejected because he's white. This video went viral on Twitter. This random person that posted this on his TikTok became the main villain of Twitter for the day. And when I saw this, the bro got rejected because he's white, I thought the same thing that this person whose name I will not say online, or ever, as a matter of fact. I thought the same thing. I was like, well, didn't they get rid of affirmative action? So what's going on? That person went viral. People were saying that, like, this person is a loser and, like, they should just take the L. People were pontificating on how this kind of standard in colleges actually just, like, destroys, affirmative action destroys, like, middle-class whites, right? And how they don't have that upward social mobility, yada, yada, yada. But the funniest part about it is that, like, this guy posted this video, and then the dude DM'd the guy who posted the video, said, I'm the person in the video you posted about. My life is being turned inside out because of this whole scenario. I didn't say it was because of race. If anything, it was my extracurriculars ability to spell out a story of what I wanted to do. I'm begging for you to take down this post because it has completely jeopardized my future. So the guy went, which is insane. His response is insane. Hi, John. I wanted to let you know that I'm taking down my post now. Thank God he did that. I hope you realize that you need to be careful about what you post online in the future. My post was meant to be satirical and humorous, but unfortunately, you can't control how people perceive things online. Yeah, satirical and humorous. You literally said this dude couldn't get into college because he's white. That's all you said. Like, what the where's the satire and humor? It's interesting, though, because I did see that post going viral on my timeline, and it made me think about a bunch of things. For example, I think people greatly overemphasize how important Ivy Leagues are. I think people greatly overemphasize how important college is, for sure, but I do think that you should go to college because it's good. It's good for the experience. Good for at least, like, developing some level of critical thinking. It's good for being in a diverse environment for the first time in your life. Good for your development. But I think college is good for those reasons, but you definitely do not have to go to an Ivy League. Didn't you go to an Ivy League or at least a very prestigious college? No, I did not go to a very prestigious college or an Ivy League at all. I went to the State University of New Jersey. I went to Rutgers, dog. That's not a prestigious institution at all. I mean, there's prestigious departments in that institution, but come on. It's shit. Rutgers, the public Ivy? Yeah, that's copium. Anyway, listen, the point is, I am one of the very few people on the planet that at least, like, utilizes his degrees to a certain degree. Most people don't do that anyway. And I don't even utilize it in the way that you normally, in the track that you would normally follow with a poli-sci comm double major, okay? So I'm unique in that sense. But you don't go to Ivy Leagues specifically because you are going to get a best education. You go to Ivy Leagues because every single other person in your class is literally from an incredibly wealthy family, and you are going to have the best network of all time. That's the real reason why people want to go to Ivy Leagues, and that's where they get the unironic leg up, the social mobility, okay? If you can get your leg in, if you get your foot in through the door in Ivy League, great, but you don't need to go there. You do not need to go there at all, and I think a lot of people highly place a shit ton of emphasis and value on Ivy Leagues in general. You certainly don't need that to make money either, by the way, as evidenced by the fact that despite the fact that I went to a relatively shitty state university, in my contemporaries and my peers in my class, I make more money than most of the kids that graduated from an Ivy League. Obviously, I hit the lottery, and that's not something that is, like, perfectly replicable. But the reality is you don't have to. You don't, like... That's survivorship bias, though. Wait, what? No, it's the opposite. No, if I said I can do it, so can you, that would be survivorship bias. That I didn't say that at all. I'm openly admitting that I am a incredibly lucky, incredibly fortunate individual, and it's not exactly replicable in general. My point is, you don't have to go to an Ivy League institution. You don't even have to go to college. But the reality is, if you go to college, you're going for the experience. And it's not the actual education that you're getting from college that is, like, profoundly important. And you're certainly not getting better education in an Ivy League institution. You're simply getting a much better network in an Ivy League. And that network is what keeps you afloat. But I do think that people place a shit ton of emphasis on getting into an Ivy League and overemphasize it. That's my point. Did your brother go to an Ivy League? If you can work in NASA without an Ivy League, then Hasan is 100% important. First of all, he did not. But ultimately, there is no perfect solution. But I did think that this was another funny phenomena of people. This was another funny phenomena of people getting dogpiled online. He then follows up with, however, you should not let the negative comments of some people online affect your future prospects. These comments are insignificant in the grand scheme of things, which not wrong. And people move on quickly from one thing to the next. Remember, your future is in your hands, and you alone have the power to shape it. I sincerely wish you all the best and lots of success. I wonder why some chatters are even here. They seem to really dislike you and want to get a dunk on you. Yeah, a lot of them are also 35-month subscribers because I think it builds resentment after watching us. Anyway, but if you want to understand how big of a weirdo this loser is, he said, to the men mad at me, you are acting like a chick. Are you proud of yourself? To the women mad at me, who allowed you to log online? You should be frolicking through meadows, baking pies, painting with your children, and being your R-worded wholesome self. We love you that way. Just cool, normal thoughts from a cool, normal guy.